The boy's hand trembled as he lifted it for just 1 second, barely enough for anyone to notice, yet enough to change everything. In the bright afternoon sun, with traffic humming and shadows stretching across the sidewalk, 8-year-old Noah Calder stood frozen outside a worn-down convenience store, his small fingers forming a strange, deliberate signal he had practiced in secret. His eyes were wide, not with fear alone, but with hope, the kind that only appears when someone believes rescue is still possible. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and help arriving from the most unexpected places, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to the channel Threads of Kindness. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. It was midday, the sky clear and blue, the kind of afternoon when people rush through their routines without looking twice. Noah had learned to stay quiet, to stay small. The men beside him, Victor Haynes, kept a firm grip on his wrist, pretending to be a concerned guardian while hiding impatience behind a forced smile. Noah had been taught not to cry, not to run, not to attract attention. But there was one thing Victor had never noticed. The boy had been watching videos at the library, learning about hand signals used to ask for help when words were too dangerous. That tiny movement of fingers was Noah's last whisper to the world. Across the street, parked like a line of iron statues, stood a group of motorcycles gleaming under the sun. Leather jackets bore the unmistakable emblem of the Hells Angels, their presence alone enough to make most pedestrians avoid eye contact. Among them was Marcus Iron Veil Rourke, a man with weathered skin, gray threading through his beard, and eyes that had seen both violence and regret. He had lived a life that people judged before knowing, a life heavy with mistakes he could never erase. But as he scanned the street, something caught his attention, the unnatural stillness of a child who should have been restless, and the quiet panic hiding behind brave eyes. Marcus noticed the signal. It was subtle, almost invisible, but he knew it. Years ago, his younger sister had vanished without warning, leaving behind unanswered questions and lifelong guilt. That memory flared like a wound reopening. The engines around him idled, rumbling softly, but his focus narrowed to the boy and the men holding him too tightly. Without making a scene, Marcus raised his hand, signaling his brothers to stay alert. The air seemed to thicken as they watched, waiting, reading the situation like hunters who knew patience mattered more than speed. Noah felt the grip on his wrist tighten when Victor sensed something was wrong. Panic surged through the boy's chest, threatening to spill out as tears, but he swallowed it down. He had already sent his message. All he could do now was hope it had landed in the right hands. The sun beat down, sweat trickled along his spine, and every second felt heavier than the last. Victor tried to steer him toward a waiting car, his steps hurried now, careless. That was when the motorcycles moved, not roaring forward in chaos, but rolling in with deliberate calm, forming a barrier that turned heads and slowed time itself. People stared. Some pulled out phones. Others froze. The Hells Angels dismounted, their presence commanding silence without a single shouted word. Marcus stepped forward, his shadow falling across the pavement, placing himself between Noah and the car. The moment was tense, stretched thin like glass about to crack. Authorities arrived quickly after a call that no one saw being made. The truth unraveled under the harsh light of day. Victor's confident mask collapsed, replaced by desperation as questions mounted and answers failed. Noah was gently guided away, his small body finally allowed to shake as fear drained out of him. The boy looked back once, his eyes meeting Marcus's, and in that brief glance was a gratitude too deep for words. As the sun dipped slightly, still firmly daytime, Noah sat wrapped in a blanket, safe at last. Marcus watched from a distance, knowing the world would never see this moment the way it truly was. They would see leather, patches, and assumptions. But he had seen a child's silent cry, and he had answered it. Redemption did not arrive with applause. It came quietly, in the form of doing the right thing when no one expected it. If this story touched your heart, if you felt hope rise where fear once lived, please take a moment to like, comment, and share this video. Your engagement tells us these stories matter and helps them reach others who need light. Before this story ends, we have a special request for you. Please comment the words, "Kindness still rides," if you believe help can come from the most unexpected places. That afternoon changed Noah's life forever, but it also changed Marcus's. In the clear daylight, beneath an ordinary sky, both learned the same truth, that goodness does not belong to appearances, and sometimes, the loudest heroes are the ones who act in silence.